So here are some animal facts about wild horses. Look at that horse. It's a beautiful color, isn't it? So, here are some parts of the wild horse. It's also called a Mustang. So I'm going to drag my my arrow. It has a long head. It has large eyes. It has a long flowing mane, which is the hair on the back of its neck. They have an arrow right here pointing to its muzzle. And that must be the chin. And then this is its shoulder, its knee, its hooves. This is a hawk, which is the back part of its leg, its tail, its back, its withers. I'm not sure what withers is. Unlike domestic horses, wild horses have stronger legs. They have hard hooves so they can tolerate many different kinds of ground conditions. Because wild horses spend their time roaming wherever they live, they can look dirty and their coats aren't often nicely brushed. Wild horses come in a variety of colors such as gray, black, and white. However, about half of all horses are roan, which is a reddish brown in color. They grow to, they can weigh up to 450 kilograms, which I wonder what 450 kilograms is equal to. What is 450 kilograms in pounds? Oh, oh my goodness, it's 992 pounds. That means that's huge. So habits and behaviors, they eat mostly grass, but they'll also eat leaves, twigs, and even tree bark when there's no grass to be found. When a horse is born, it's called a foal, and when it turns 2 years old, a male is called a colt, and a female is called a filly. A colt becomes a stallion about 6 years later. Wild horses generally stay together in groups or herds for protection, so they want to have kind of a family so that the predators don't get them. A herd is made up of one adult male and a whole bunch of females and their young. The stallion stays at the back of the herd to warn the others if an enemy should approach, if they have something that they need to watch out for. Okay, so now let's take a look. I'm going to go back and see if there's another video that will tell us about its habitat, a little bit more about its habitat. Wild horses, fun fact for kids. Let's check this one out. So it says, if you've seen the movie Spirit, you know that cowboys and settlers captured wild horses and tamed them. But wild horses or mustangs still roam parts of America today. It says, when Spanish explorers came to America in the 1500s, they brought horses with them, and some of the horses escaped into the wild. Wild horses live in western states like Colorado and Idaho. Some live on islands off the East Coast. So look at the habitat that they're in. It looks like this is a little bit like sort of a desert looking, excuse me, habitat. I think they can live in all different kinds of habitats. So look, here's another picture. It looks like there's some dry grass. Fun facts about wild horses. Let's see. Wild horses live on land owned by the government in the United States. They live in woodlands and forests in Europe. So it looks like you could choose one kind of habitat and then just make sure that you talk about what they would eat from that habitat and how they would get their water. So let's take a look on how do wild horses get water. Oh, interesting. So fresh water So if they have to drink salt water, they are eating grasses that grow under the salt water or sip fresh water off the top of still salt water. So wild horses are not provided water. Interesting. So if they don't live by some place that has water for them to find, then like fresh water, they could go to the ocean and drink off the top of it, or they could eat some sort of grass that helps them process the salt out of the salt water that the ocean has.